Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. We're here today for Junk Journal July, day number 15, and our prompt is homemade. You can find the links and the references to Junk Journal July in my description box down below. So when I think of homemade, it's kind of like rather than handmade, I think of homemade more in association with like food. So what I was thinking is we could create some kind of fun like recipe card type things, and again I am using things that are hanging around in my studio today. These are just little index cards that I've got hanging about, and I grabbed this sort of a probably 3/4 of the New York Times book of vegetable gardening by Joan Lee Faust, and I want to make like some fun little sort of foodie like recipe type journal cards. The only thing about these is the lines go this way, and I think I want to make them long, but we'll see. I actually have no issue writing across things like that. I think that makes it like more fun, to be honest. And we're going to switch these up a little bit anyways. So I also, I want to use some like brown paper from this paper bag that I've had hanging around in here. So I'm just going to cut the bottom off of this paper bag. Just to get rid of the harder to use bit. And then we've got just this left, which is what I'm looking for here. And then I will tear out like a usable size piece. Here we go. So, set that aside for a moment. Then I need to find some images. So obviously that's really nice, but it's a bit big for what I want to use. As I go through here, I'm going to get rid of things that I don't need to use. So this is an artichoke. I'm going to pick, let's make 4 of these today. Asparagus. Would asparagus work for this? Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. Want to sort of find some certain shapes to go with here. Oh, yes. Beet. Broccoli. Brussels sprout. That's nice. One more. Cabbage. Okay. So these would be obviously great for like a garden journal or a food journal. But I'll show you how I'm going to make this. These are going to become sort of freeform in style. So the first thing I would like to do is I'm going to round the edges of the cards to again change them up from what they were. So how many of these do I think I want to make? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to make 8 of these, okay? So we'll take those 4 images and create 8 of these cards. Oops, so I just need to nip all of them here. So tell me if you are still enjoying Junk Journal July. How's it going? Are you also making videos? Are you staying up to date? Are you falling behind? I almost didn't get the weather video done because my daughter's been sick and I was feeling a little bit blah myself, but I'm okay. I just think I'm not sleeping enough because my kids, when they're sick, they typically like they wake up and they need me at night, and so the perils of being a mom, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more. But then I ended up like going extra on the weather theme because I just thought of the idea for the freebie that I provided, which, by the way, if you have not checked out my Junk Journal July video about weather, you should, from yesterday, because there is a freebie. Okay. So let's set the rest of these aside. Now I would like to ink these with green. Oh yeah, this is the floppy guy. I forgot about this one. It's gonna do this in kind of a fun, like, random way. Okay, I had to take a little break because my family came home from the grocery store. All right, let's start with artichoke. So I'm just going to cut this into, wait a sec, do I have two papers that, oh I did, I almost cut up the beet. I'm going to cut this just gently here into the two images that I want. Then I need the brown paper. Oops, which I spilled a little bit of water on from my leaky water bottle. I don't know why it's leaking. Okay, so this first one plus this. Okay. What I would like to do is just kind of cut these out, leaving a little bit of white space. Just started to rain here today, so that's good news. I don't have to water the garden, hopefully, but it will depend just how much rain we get, because it was so hot yesterday. I definitely need to do a good soak of the garden. And it's overcast today, so I can kind of do that whenever I want. I don't have to wait for the sun to not be blazing down. There we go. Okay, so then the way that I'd like to do this is sort of like this. And then I'm going to make use of the name and the genus family on here. Like that, I think. And then we will pick it up eventually. There we go. Where's my ink? Here it is. I'm going to use Vintage Photo just to outline this a little. And then maybe I'll do the same. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do green with this, but I might just go with the Vintage Photo. Okay, and I think I might just do a little Vintage Photo on the surface of the card too. I don't know if you'll be able to pick this up on camera. Maybe not, because it's like, it gets a little bit blown out maybe. So now I'm going to glue this down. Using art glitter glue. Go right here in the corner. And then the artichoke plant. Artichokes is not something that I can ever say I've grown before. We don't eat them very frequently. I do like them. I like them on pizza. I like them in general. I think like about there would be good. Okay. Then we'll go on to the next one. I'm going to use this little plant, maybe. Now this is my experimental. Will this be a good idea? We'll see. Okay. So if we were to put this one here, and then this can go right on there. And then I've also got this little artichoke kind of factoid, right? The artichoke A native to the Mediterranean region, is closely related to the cardoon. Once popular in ancient Greece and Rome, it is not an easy garden plant to grow, but for those who insist, it is included. I think I don't like how it's got that, but for those who insist, it is included. I might just try to take that off and use only the bit that doesn't kind of refer to the book. And then maybe we would put that here. Oh, I just thought of something different. Hold on. Okay, hold on. We're rethinking this process here. Just going to tear this. Now, if you imagine, this becomes like a foldy downy kind of piece of ephemera, right? Like a so. Then what I'll do is on this side, I am going to cut here. And then over here, I'm going to cut around. Okay. Get rid of that. And then what we have is this kind of flippy floppy. Now on the back, I'm going to put this on here because now like it's going to make sense to have that little snippet for the artichoke on there. They can go together. So we'll put 2 cards. And then we'll ink these like I did with the front labels. Obviously, I have the option to put this over here too, but I don't think I want to. I still like that there. Like it's growing out of these words. Then, we don't need this extra bit here, so I'm just going to kind of neatly trim this into like the right shape. And then we just have this cool, like, flippy piece of ephemera about artichokes, lots of writing space inside, and, you know, it's backed by these. And honestly, if you wanted to, you could put 2 more plain ones in here. I'm going to do that. I just think it, like, looks nicer, and obviously it's like I'm using these cards up, and that's pretty great. Because I have lots of this type of stuff. And one of my objectives as part of Junk Journal July is like turning ephemera into like things that I buy to create ephemera into actual ephemera. And it's not going to be that thick either. It'll be decent. And I think that has a more finished kind of feel to it, right? To have the papers on the inside. Yeah. And that would be great as an over-the-page journal card. So this is, if this is your journal, you know, you put one back here. And that's a way to create ephemera for the top side of your journal, you know, so that when you're creating lots of pockets down here, sometimes the bottom of your book can get quite fat while the top is kind of emptier. So this is a way to create something for the top side of your pages. I like that. Oh my goodness, I really like that. Yay. Okay, so I have still these ones. I can do the same thing with these ones. Do you want to watch me do one more, and then we'll do one? I'll do the others alone, and then we can kind of recap everything. I'm going to do cabbage next, I think. So we'll start with this cabbage, and then we'll just separate the image off, and then come in and maybe I'll just make 2 of these today, and then we'll be happy with that, I think. Because I have a whole bunch of stuff to do today. And as much as I'd love to sit here for over an hour making stuff, I probably shouldn't. Because then I'll fall behind on videos and other things, because I have so much to do right now. I think I'm going to go out for a little walk in the rain by myself too, just to have a little me time. If you never do that, I recommend it. Walking in the rain is quite nice. And I think instead of inking everything separately, I'm going to try doing it together. So then we'll get our little cabbage. Pop that on here. And then I can go ahead and just cut this out, right? Give it a nice fold, kind of just above, you know, where the everything is, and then we'll go around it. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. For this side, we will add this card. Okay. Now let's see what it says. Cabbage is the father of the whole mustard family, or brassica, which includes mustard, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, collards, turnips, and kohlrabi. Cultivated forms known today are believed to have stemmed from the original wild cabbage. It is found on the White Cliffs of Dover and in the coastal regions of Denmark and the northwestern France. In spite of its widespread habitat, cabbage was not actually cultivated in England until the mid-19th century. Cromwell's troops introduced cabbage to Scotland, and the French explorer Jacques Cartier introduced it to Canada. By 1669, it was growing in Virginia. Okay, so that's a bunch of facts. My favorite way to eat cabbage, which I used to hate but I now quite adore, is in a pan with butter and garlic and sesame oil, just like finely shredded cabbage. It is so good. And then if you are looking at like a keto type dish, you can add ground beef to that as well, and it's really nice. But if you're looking for a vegetarian option, then just the cabbage and the butter and the sesame oil and the garlic. It's so good. So you just go butter and garlic in like a medium high heat pan. Let the garlic kind of meld with the butter a little bit, and then put your cabbage in, let it cook down in the butter. And then obviously if you're vegan, you're not eating butter. You could eat a substitute if you have. But then, once your cabbage is cooked down, just add some sesame oil, which is amazing, and salt. and pepper, and it's delicious. You can splash a little bit of like a lime juice or a lemon juice on top if you want a bit of tang, but yeah, it's nice. It's got lots of umami, like the sesame oil, just it provides so much good umami. Okay, now we'll trim off that excess of the front shape, right? And now we'll go in with the 2 cards on the inside. And these are nice, like thinner, kind of papery weight cards. They're not like your really heavy duty, like a lot of the vintage ones. These are very papery. I think they're probably like a dollar store card, so they're quite thin. Because things aren't made how they used to be. There we go. All right, so there we go. That is the cabbage one. I like that. That's fun. So we have cabbage and we have artichoke. And that is my project today for homemade. So I will see you again next time, and I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.